This video is brought to you by
Auckland Photographer's Clothing.
The most important thing for great landscape photos is neither the camera nor the lens, but the light. The sun is our natural light source, and I, as a photographer, unlike with this flashlight here, I can't change the direction or the strength of the sun. Or can I? Yes, I can decide when to photograph, at what time of day, and also in what season. Both have an influence on the photo. A photo always consists of three elements: the subject, the light, and the season. As a photographer, I then take my camera with my focal length I choose and capture this specific moment I chose. It is about moments in time that fit to my subject. A regular motif that can be found anywhere, just some trees. But add some light, add some fog, boom. Good light is of course a matter of taste. But if you ask me, my favorite light is the morning and the evening light. Mostly after sunset and before sunrise. Then usually the sky colors and you have the indirect sunlight on the landscape. Beautifully diffused soft shadows and mostly colorful. But of course it depends on the motive and taste. Some like it more mystical, like with mountains or a castle. There you want the foggy, moody shots. On the other hand, that mood and light does not look too nice on a tropical island. There you rather seek for the blue sky and bright colors. So you have two options. Either you plan exactly the image you want to take, like the motif is a castle, and I want to photograph it in autumn with mystical clouds or even some fog. Then I have to wait for this exact moment and observe the weather and also bring in some time to get that specific shot I seek for. Neuschwanstein Castle, for example, I wanted to photograph in the snow, as it is a white castle and I thought it looked beautiful. I had to wait until everything fits. In summer it's not possible, so I waited until winter. Then the weather needed to be right. I waited for one sunny day with snow and went up there before sunrise to get the soft, colorful light in the morning. And then I took a great photo. But it was a lot of planning ahead and a lot of waiting. Option 2, if you don't have that much of time or do not want to spend it, is to take what you get and make the best out of it. If I have a motif and the light does not fit, for example, a waterfall, let's say, I usually want to take a photo in rather soft light and maybe even a cloudy sky. But maybe I have, on that day, a blue sky with bright sunlight. And I only have time now because I'm traveling, maybe. Then I try to make the best out of that situation. It's a creative process. Both options are cool and have their own challenges. One is like hunting for the right moment and usually needs a lot of planning, preparing and patience, just like hunting. But the second one can be also very creative in a different way and can also be interesting. Landscape photography apps and tools. As we discussed in the lesson before, we can plan our photos as best as we can prior to taking the photo. In this lesson, I want to give you a few tools that I use to do this. Number 1, find motifs and locations. Again and again, I've received messages from photographers who are looking for motifs and did not know what exactly they should photograph or how they can find cool photo motifs. Therefore, I have a few tips for you on how I search my spots. First of all, there are certain categories in landscape photography that you can specifically look for. These include mountain formations that look interesting, maybe beaches with rocks, lakes, jetties, special trees, special buildings, bridges, streams, and waterfalls. If I know what I'm looking for, then I find motifs much faster because the brain then pays heavy attention to this. You then can use Google Maps or Google Earth if you are in areas where you're not that familiar with and can do a lot of research from home already. Tourism websites of specific regions, Instagram, Facebook or photo apps can sometimes also contain useful informations. We have started a very extensive research project for Germany, Austria and Switzerland in 2020 with a local photo community, in which suggestions could be sent to us for great photo motifs all over the countries. In addition, we ourselves have then researched very intensively and then curated over 1,000 of the best photo motifs in all 16 German national states and Austria and Switzerland, packed into 5 books. It looks like this, and you can simply browse through the books and find the coolest photo spots without much research. Sample photos, trivia, photo tips and QR codes to scan and navigate via Google Maps to the exact locations. To visit and photograph all the spots in the books, it would take years. So many photo motifs. And not only because I initiated that whole project, I can absolutely recommend these books for planning photos. Available in German at our German website lernvonben.de and on Amazon, and maybe even available when this video comes out in English in the future. And maybe also for other country regions. I don't know when those videos exactly will come out.
This is a great jacket system for outdoor photography. I'm Albert Ross, professional landscape photographer, and this is my Hawkland Parker Pro jacket. This red color is my personal signature edition. It has multiple layers, not just this layer. It has a fleece layer, a mid layer and this outer layer. It's very waterproof, it's windproof and it's suitable for any kind of weather conditions. Anyone can wear it, but it's a jacket system aimed at photographers, meaning it has some very nice features like this little pocket with my lens cloth attached here. I can quickly take it out for my glasses or my lens or my filters. Then it has really big pockets here for accessories, and it has a lot of nice pockets inside for batteries, smartphone, SD cards. It's very convenient for me as a photographer to use, not only because of the weather, but also because of all these nice features.
Maybe you also like the photography backpack, winter gloves or classic jacket system. At www.hawkland.us.
Hawkland. Photographer's clothing.
Sometimes it also helps to go to a specific area like the Alps region, the Atlantic coast, Black Forest in Germany or something else, where you just roam around and look what you find interesting. The photography travel guides can be a first helper maybe and lead you to a hotspot or to a region, and from there you then look for yourself what you find interesting and what inspires you. Something like the photography travel guides can then be a first guide or first helper to lead you to the hotspots or regions, and from there you take a look for yourself and find what you find interesting and what inspires you. Planning the light is pretty easy with a little experience. You just look at the time when it's sunrise, at the place where you want to shoot, on the date you want to shoot. Every day this time is different. Only a few hundred kilometers distance from east to west, this time can change noticeably. I usually just use Google search for this. Simply enter a date and the place where you want to photograph, and then the keyword sunrise or also sunset. Then I subtract 1 hour from the sunrise time. This is the time when I want to be at the spot with my camera. Now I have enough time to look around on site and take the full light spectrum in the morning. In the evening I do the same. 1 hour before sunset I'm at the location. If I have hiking distances or travel time, I must calculate these on top, of course. If I have a motive in mind, then I also plan in advance whether the location is better in the evening or in the morning, or maybe even with both. In our photo guides there are already hints. But if you have no guidebook or have never visited the location before, I can simply check the directions. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Just look on a map, like with Google Maps, where the location is you want to shoot and what is the viewing direction. Is it east or west? And then you know what time to go there. Further possibilities for planning you have with apps like Photopills or Sun Surveyor. Here you can enter a location and display the Sun, Moon and Milky Way courses. This even works with AR, means you stand at a place and hold the smartphone over your head in the sky, and it shows you over the smartphone display the course of the sun or the moon or the Milky Way if you want to take pictures at night. Amazing. Also many additional informations like the timings of sunrise, sunset, blue hour calculations, and so on and so on. So those apps are really worth the bucks. I think $10 or something costs Photopills or Sunsurveyor. The last point is the weather. Depending on the region, classic weather apps work better or worse. Predictions for several days are usually not very reliable, and I would always pay attention to weather forecasts a maximum 24 hours before I want to shoot. There are special regional weather websites, depending where you live or where you want to take photos at, that you can look at that show the rain radar, snow radar, and even fog radar, so you can plan your fog photos with a website in advance. Just Google it. Again, look at it a maximum 24 hours before you want to shoot. Everything else is not really meaningful, especially in an area where are mountains or maybe close to the sea. The weather can be completely different there within 30 minutes. For special photos like maybe the Milky Way or northern lights in the sky should be of course clear. If rain or snow is predicted, I usually don't go out at those days. But if I want to photograph at the sea and want maybe some colors in the sky, then I go out even if a little rain is predicted. At that time I want to photograph. Because usually you have the best dramatic light with clouds and the sun in a mix. So that's what I look for. In general, you should not let the weather influence you too much, unless you have very specific ideas. I've often been positively surprised by the weather forecast, and it was much better than predicted. Or an unexpected rain has even revealed motifs that I otherwise would not have photographed. Only when it's raining or snowing heavy, I don't take pictures. Beside that, there is no weather in which I don't take photos. This free video from my course Simply Learn Landscape Photography from 2023 is part of my photography legacy. Over a period of 5 years, I will publish my courses from learnfromben.com for free and with ads here on YouTube. So everyone can benefit from my knowledge regardless of budget. Subscribe to the channel now and spread the word. Do you want all 9 courses from the last 10 years immediately, bundled together and without advertising at a super affordable price? Then go to learnfromben.com and get the XXL bundle as an instant download or stream via the website at www.learnfromben.com. More than 22 hours of the finest learning content on photography, filming, and image editing in all levels of skill. Link is in the description and in the comments, and also check out the sales section with my signature tripods, ND filters, and books. Everything is on sale up to 60% off as long as stocks last. Thank you for your support. Videos from the courses are published every Friday at 5:30 p.m. German time. My name is Benjamin Jaworskyj, and I wish you all some really good photos.